Bombshell news dropping right here in the middle of the show. What do you think of my thesis? Do you think Romney is potentially setting up something for this no labels fusion ticket?
I think that's a really good bet. And thanks for having me. And I was trying to text you when you were reading it. But yeah, that's true. It's confirmed. He was, the polling was really iffy in Utah. This is worth mentioning. There was one poll that showed him, 40s in the 40s in a crowded field. People like Staggs and others who the base supports, a lot of the MAGA base supports, we're struggling in one poll to gain traction. But in another one, it showed prior to that he was vulnerable. So I'm sure there's some of that to consider. It's just that Utah, as ruby red as it is, Jack, it's very establishment. It's very rhino. All right. I don't know how else to put it. People will be shocked by that, but it's true. They aren't, super pro-Trumpy in Utah because they're a lot of Latter-day Saints, and they don't like Trump's, how, let's say, machismo, right? They don't like that. They like the more polished, politician that people don't like now. So there's something to be said for that. But Mitt Romney is a pathetic little man, and he would want to do something like this. He tried to convince other candidates to get out of the race. His deadline is quickly approaching. And, this is something you and I had been talking about a lot. His plan was a stupid plan anyway, because you couldn't consolidate a field when a front runner has more than a majority. And it was just ludicrous to believe that as the rest of that field consolidated, anyone was going to be able to, rise and overcome Donald Trump. It's just ridiculous to somebody like me, even just from plain statistics point of view. It's dumb. So what does that leave him, Jack? That leaves him with this, maybe I can run as a spoiler. Here's the problem.
He's going to scumbag. He's going to scumbag. He's going to try to scumbag Donald Trump by picking off
jealous little man.
A couple of states here, maybe try to pick Utah just enough to try to block. Even if they go all in on Utah, they win how many offhand?